A Saturday night in downtown Phoenix. We've already seen one baseball game here today. Big crowd was with us earlier for our annual alumni game. And it's another good turnout tonight as the D-backs look for a second straight win over the Reds. D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthume and Bob Brenly along the way. Anthony DeSclafani and Zach Godley, your pitching matchup here tonight. And A.J. Pollock and Paul Goldschmidt back together in the lineup, but this time tonight, Bob, 3 and 4.
Yeah, a little different lineup. You think back to spring training, that's when you evaluate the players and set your 25-man roster. Then the first month of the season, you kind of play around with your lineup to see how things work best. But because of some injuries and some ineffectiveness, Chip Hale just hasn't been able to set on a cohesive lineup. But with A.J. back in there, he hit second last night. He'll hit third in front of Goldie tonight, just trying to find the right mix. Both these guys very unselfish. They're not going to change their approach regardless of where they hit in the lineup.
Yeah, A.J. had the game-tying RBI late, made a couple of good running catches in center field, and Goldie, couple of hits and a stolen base. He's batting cleanup tonight.
Yeah, hitting .409 as you see over this homestand. He is red hot. He's going to be red hot no matter where you put him in the lineup.
So we are set to go. D-backs trying to make it 2 in a row over the Reds and clinch a series win. DeSclafani and Godley, the Reds and the Diamondbacks. First pitch is next. Arizona Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. By MidFirst Bank, true to your money. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money. Arizona is brought to you by Lone Butte Casino. Get in on big wins. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. And by Gigablast, 100 times more powerful internet from Cox. Bring on tomorrow. Inside Chase Field, big crowd with us this evening. Zach Godley set to take the mound for the Diamondbacks against Anthony DeSclafani and the Cincinnati Reds. And the first pitch is next, only here on Fox Sports Arizona. roof and panels closed. Nice, comfortable 77 degrees inside for the second of this 3-game series. The D-backs and the Cincinnati Reds after the Diamondbacks got the dramatic 4-3 win in 11 innings last night. Trying to make it 2 in a row for Brian Price's ball club. And your Valley Chevy dealers line up for the Reds here tonight.
The speedy Billy Hamilton once again in center field. 53 stolen bases on the season. They kept him in check last night. Zach Cozart will be in the lineup at shortstop today. Joey Votto at first base. Adam Duvall in left. Brandon Phillips at second base. Scott Schebler in right field. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Ramon Cabrera doing the catching. And Anthony DeSclafani on the mound.
And Zach Godley sprinting out to his usual spot. We had the alumni game before our game today. A big crowd turned out. It was a whole lot of fun. We'll try and give you some highlights of that over the course of the evening tonight. But Zach Godley is your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. 4-2 with a 5.53 ERA. This is Zach's 9th start this year. And looking to bounce back after he was hit hard by Atlanta in his start here Monday. 7 runs on 9 hits in 5, including a couple of home runs.
Yeah, that beating at the hands of the Braves came after 2 outstanding appearances from Zach Godley. One out of the bullpen at Fenway Park and a start against the New York Mets, but then hit that speed bump against the Braves last time out, looking to be much better here tonight.
Well, let's take a look at the Diamondbacks around him. Our Eye on Defense brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
Anchorman in center field, A.J. Pollock. Great to see him back in the lineup. Michael Bourne will be in left. Yasmani Tomas in right. It'll be Lamb and Owings on the left side of the infield with Segura and Goldschmidt on the right side. Tuffy Gosewich getting a start behind the plate for right-hander Zach Godley.
Our umpires tonight, Rob Drake has the balls and strikes. He's got the plate here. Carlos Torres is at first base. Sam Holbrook at second. And the crew chief, Jerry Davis, is at third. Before we get started, BB, time for your Valley Honda dealers key to the game.
Well, as you mentioned, had the alumni game earlier this afternoon, and a lot of the Diamondbacks players came out and talked to some of the members of the 01 World Championship team. So listen to your elders.
One of those was you, by the way.
Yeah, it was great to see some of the boys again. Some of the guys I haven't seen for a long time. Looked like they all had fun, and I think everybody escaped without major injury. That's always a key.
No one had to be carted off the field, which was good.
Jay Bell.
Billy Hamilton set to lead it off. That means Jake Lamb comes in at third and Goldie at first.
And Segura at second, and probably Chris Owings a couple steps at short.
Just over the glove of CO and into left center, a base hit. And Hamilton is aboard, the major league leader in stolen bases with 53.
Shortstop, number 2.
Zach Cozart back in the lineup tonight. 265 and 15 homers. This is his first start since last Wednesday. He's been out with a sore left Achilles tendon. Did have a pinch hit double last night, his first appearance in 7 games. Hamilton inching his way towards second down there. He holds it first, and the pitch gets away from Tuffy Gosewich. And Hamilton's got second easily.
I think that'll be ruled a pass ball. Looked like it just clanked off Tuffy's glove. He's expecting that pitch on the outside corner. Just hits it off the thumb of his glove and behind Gosart into the on-deck circle. Still have to keep an eye on Billy Hamilton. No matter what base he's on, no matter what's happening, he's always looking to take an extra 90 feet.
Well, they put a wild pitch up on the board, but that doesn't seem right.
I mean, you know me, I will always defend a catcher, but that would hit him in a bad spot right in the glove.
Billy Hatcher coaching at third. A 1-0 count on Zach Cozart, the Red shortstop.
Billy Hamilton has good enough speed that he can steal a lot of bases from a flat-footed start, but you definitely have to make him stop. Don't allow him to get that walking lead with his momentum going to the next base. He'll just keep on going when you deliver that ball to home plate.
Hamilton holds at second. Cozart fouls that one back, and it's 2-1.
19 steals of third base this season for Billy Hamilton.
He never sits still. Even when he takes his lead, he's always moving toward the next bag. Change up in there for a strike, and Zach is back even 2-2.
There's only 2 teams in the National League with more steals of third than Billy Hamilton. The Brewers have 30 and the Diamondbacks have 22.
Play on at second, and Hamilton is back safely. Having some fun with Gene Segura down there.
Gene Segura stolen third base 7 times this year. He knows what's going on out there.
Hamilton dancing around. Cozart is jammed inside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Godley went back to that changeup again. Joey Votto will be next. Got him to chase. There's that Zach Godley sinker, one away.
Two-seam grip. Actually bounced almost on home plate. Cozart trying to move that ball to the right side, and it comes up empty.
RBI chance for Joey Votto. 3, 10, and 20 homers. 1 for 3 with a single last night. He also walked 3 times. And Votto now 1 ahead of Goldie for the Major League walks lead. Owings right behind Hamilton at second. Segura out there in short right. That's ball 1.
Just one more tidbit on Billy Hamilton and his 19 steals of third. The Baltimore Orioles have stolen 15 bases period all season long. Of course, they got a lineup full of guys that can hit the ball deep into the seats, so they don't want to run into any outs on the bases.
Trumbo and Chris Davis both homered at Yankee Stadium today, but Sanchez, their catcher, hit another homer. The Yankees beat up Baltimore 13-5. Bunch of home runs in that game. Godley behind on Votto, 2-0. He launches one to right, and that's going to go. Joey Votto, his 21st, and it's 2-0 Reds.
Hitters say sometimes that home runs are a mistake. I'm just trying to make solid contact, hit the ball hard somewhere. If it happens to leave the park, okay. And I think that really applies to Joey Votto. He's steadily just looking to hit a line drive somewhere or take his walk, get on base for the guys behind him in the lineup. I think he's even surprised himself with some of the homers he's hit this year.
A big second half, and that continues for Votto. Adam Duvall now. This has become a habit for Brian Price's Reds. Now 90 first inning runs this year. Duvall's got some power. He was in the home run derby. 244 and 28 homers. And a pair of hits last night, including a double. He scored a run. Gets one up in the air. Backs up Bourne in left, but he's got room just shy of the track, and that's the second out. That'll bring up Brandon Phillips.
Second base, number 4.
282, 8 home runs. Phillips 1 for 4 with a single last night.
Now Phillips put down a sacrifice bunt in his first at bat in the ball game last night, hitting in that 5 spot out of the lineup. Duvall had doubled in front of him. He bunted him over to third base, and Scott Schebler drove Duvall in with a base hit of his own.
Here's strike 1 from Godley. Now, Phillips' batting average was down below 250 in the first week of July, but he swung the bat very well from that point on. Since July 5th, he's hit .349. Hits it hard in the hole and into left, a base hit. Third hit in the Reds' first against Zach Godley.
Base hits were an issue against the Braves. Gave up 9 in 5 innings of work. A couple of home runs in that start against the Braves.
He'll deal with Scott Schebler now. Schebler, the right fielder, 210 and 4 homers. 2 hits and an RBI last night for Schebler. Tough, he can't find it. A rocky start for Zach Godley.
Spikes that fastball in the dirt out in front of home plate. That time Tuffy just tried to pick it clean. Bounced over his glove, hit his mask, and allowed Phillips to move into scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, Atlanta, when Zach Godley started against them on Monday, scored 3 in the first, including a home run. And this one has started out just as rough for Zach Godley. Ciarte opened that game with a single. Freeman hit a 2-run homer. He walked Matt Kemp. Markakis doubled. Tyler Flowers an RBI. Just like that, Godley was down 3-zip. One and one on Scott Schebler. Chris Owings, the shortstop, on the first base side of second. Jake Lamb near the bag at third. That ball is launched. Scott Schebler, that's his 5th. A pair of 2-run homers in the Reds' first against Zach Godley. And they lead it 4-0.
He's not fooling anybody here in this first inning. Some really hard hit balls. A hard hit out to left field from Adam Duvall. Now the 2-run bomb by Scott Schebler. It just looked like a cutter, but it just didn't cut. Stayed right there on the inside part of the plate. 101.7 miles per hour off the bat of Scott Schebler.
4 runs on 4 hits before Zach Godley can get 3 outs. Here's the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. He looks at strike 1. Suarez batting .250. He's got 19 homers. Singled and walked twice last night. He's having a good month at the plate, hitting .305 in August. .420 feet on the Schebler homer, his 5th of the year. Lifts it in the air to right center, and it drops in front of A.J. Pollock. The inning will continue for the Reds and Zach Godley. 8th man to bat will be the catcher, Ramon Cabrera. Mike Butcher's first mound visit.
in the world do you say? Somewhere from the time you step out of that dugout until you get to the mound, you have to formulate what it is you want to say to that pitcher to try to get him to execute more quality pitches. A lot of mistakes right in the middle of the strike zone in the early going for Zack Godley.
Well, Mike Butcher was saying this week that he doesn't think his pitchers are performing as a group the way he feels like they should be, and the group hasn't done the things that he thinks they could have done. And he went on record as saying, look, he'll take 100% full responsibility for how the Diamondbacks have pitched, and he won't back down or shy away from any of that. He has seen improvement, but he's also seen some guys who he thinks are stagnant, and one of those might be Zack Godley here as he works to the Reds switch hitting catcher Cabrera. Home runs from Votto and Schebler. 4-0 Cincinnati. Zack Godley jumps up and gets that one, and the top of the first finally ends, but a pair of 2-run homers that made it 4-zip Reds. Reds, and your Arizona Ford starter for Cincinnati is Anthony DeSclafani, 26-year-old righty. Just his 15th start this year. He missed the first 2 months of the season with an oblique strain. Made his first start June 10th. He won his first 6 decisions, but he's lost 2 of his last 3 starts.
Yeah. DeSclafani and Zack Godley have actually hooked up before back in college. DeSclafani pitching for Florida, Godley pitching for Tennessee back on April 2nd, 2011. DeSclafani got the win in that game. Zack Godley pitched a scoreless 8th inning.
Let's take a look at your Valley Chevy dealers lineup for the Diamondbacks today.
Gene Segura leading it off at second base. Michael Bourne anxious to get in there and hit. He'll be batting second, playing out in left field tonight. A.J. Pollock in center field. Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Jake Lamb at third. Yasmani Tomas in right field with Chris Owings at short. Tuffy Gosowich behind the plate, and right-hander Zack Godley on the mound.
Gene Segura is set to lead it off in the home half. Segura batting .316 and 12 homers. He was 0 for 5, a rare 0 for Gene last night. Struck out 3 times. He began today leading the National League in hits by 1 over the Dodgers' Corey Seager, but Seager homered for LA today. They beat the Cubs 3-2 at Dodger Stadium. Two and one.
Yeah, you'll see a couple of different fastballs from the Reds right-hander, a 4-seamer and a sinking 2-seamer that he relies on a lot. A hard slider, throws a curveball and a very occasional changeup.
Curveball has been a pitch that's come along nicely for DeSclafani. He didn't really throw it up until last year. Messed around with some grips, and now he'll throw it a little over 10-12% of the time. A leadoff walk to Segura. That'll bring up Michael Bourne. All right, on defense for the Reds, brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
Willie Hamilton out in center field to be flanked by Adam Duvall in left, Scott Schebler in right. It'll be Suarez and Cozart on the left side of the infield with Phillips and Votto on the right side. Ramon Cabrera doing the catching today for right-hander Anthony DeSclafani.
Started left field for Michael Bourne. Eugenio Suarez cheats in just a bit at third base. And Bourne looks at strike one. Michael hitting .260 with 3 home runs. 0 for 2 in the ball game last night. He slaps it the other way. Duvall. 1 out. Here's AJ.
Center field, number 11, A.J. Pollock.
Well, it's great to have him back. 0 for 5 with an RBI in his season debut last night. And everybody excited about the return of A.J. Pollock from that fractured right elbow. Suffered right there at home plate the final weekend of spring training. And he said after the game last night it was like opening day for him. Just good to get out there. It's been 5 months in the making.
It appears his timing was just a little off last night, just a little tardy on some pitches. Certainly understandable after the long layoff and the kind of disjointed rehab outings he had.
Yeah, AJ played 12 rehab games, some in the Arizona Rookie League, some at Class A Visalia, a little bit at Reno. Hit .425 with 3 homers, but playing up here is a whole different story. He bounces this one to Cozart at shortstop, and Phillips turns the double play. DeSclafani, after a leadoff walk, is out of the inning. Chip Hale on the top step, holding everybody up for just a moment, while Alan Campbell, the video coordinator, takes a look. Glenn Sherlock, the bench coach, on the phone. Reds have come off the field. They're supposed to stay out there. Come on in. So a fly ball and a double play get DeSclafani out of the first with a 4-0 lead. Second game back this year. But the Diamondbacks trail at 4-0. Joey Votto and Scott Schebler both with 2-run homers in the first. And now the pitcher Anthony DeSclafani leads off the Reds second against Zach Godley. Not exactly the start that Zach was looking for, especially coming off a rough outing on Monday, which really seemed to come out of nowhere based on the way he had pitched as of late. Gave up 7 runs, 9 hits in 5 innings, including a couple of homers. And now down 4-0. This is driven to center, but right at AJ. Catches that one right at the belt for the first out. Zach, you go back to last Wednesday against the Mets. He was outstanding, 7 1/3. Gave up only 2 runs, 5 hits, the longest outing of his career. And prior to that, 5 1/3 innings of 2-hit baseball in long relief of Patrick Corbin at Fenway Park. So last 2 outings, Bob, coming as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, especially that one at Fenway. Came in, as you mentioned, 5 1/3 out of the pen, was really pitching effectively against that tough Red Sox lineup.
They retire Billy Hamilton, 2 down.
Oh, he could use a quick one right here.
I'll bring up the shortstop, Zach Cozart.
Yeah, that entire series in Boston, it seemed like the Red Sox hitters almost knew what was coming against everybody they faced. It was just ringing line drive and extra base hit one after the other, until Zach Godley got into that ball game.
He shut him down.
He really shut him down.
Bunch of ground ball outs. Cozart struck out his first time up. Red Sox beating up on Danny Duffy and the Royals. Boston leads that one 4-2 at Fenway Park. David Price on the mound for the Red Sox. Zuo was in there for a strike.
In the year of Big Papi, David Ortiz announced his retirement at the end of the season, having an MVP caliber year. This is his 1,000th regular season game at Fenway Park, his 2,000th game as a designated hitter.
It rolls over the mound and into center. A 2-out single for Cozart. His first start in about 10 days, coming off that Achilles problem.
It wasn't hit particularly hard, even got slowed down a little bit by the mound, but no play for either middle infielder that time. Cozart on with a 2-out base hit.
And here's Votto, who homered his first time up, his 21st of the year. Shoots it the other way toward the left field corner, and that's trouble. Cozart into third. Billy Hatcher will stop him there, and Votto has homered and now doubled. His 25th double this year.
Votto, after jerking one down the right field line for a 2-run homer in his first at bat, stays on what appeared to be a sinker away. Fair down into that left field corner. Nice play by Michael Bourne to get to that ball quickly and hustle it back in. Hold Cozart at third base.
2 on and 2 out for Adam Duvall, who flied out his first time up. Three D-backs infielders on the left-hand side. You see Segura, the second baseman, right behind Votto, the runner over there. Owens with his heels on the outfield grass. Jake Lamb near the line at third. And Goldie all by himself midway between first and second. Bases are loaded. 3 straight have reached, all with 2 outs.
That's a changeup. No intent there. If you're going to drill a guy, you're going to throw your best fastball and try to do some damage. That was a changeup that just got away from Zach Godley. Loading him up for Brandon Phillips.
Phillips singled and scored a run in his first at bat tonight. Zach Cozart is at third. Joey Votto at second, and Adam Duvall at first. A single, a double, a hit batter, all with 2 outs. Here's Phillips. 2 for 6 this year with the bases loaded. Buckled him that time with a curveball, and it's 0-1.
Well, this all developed rather quickly. Zach Godley had gotten 2 outs on 4 pitches to start the inning, and then the wheels just kind of fell off.
Vicente Campos, the right-hander, acquired from the Yankees in the Tyler Clippard deal. He's warming up the bullpen, still waiting to make his major league debut. Campos has been a starter throughout his minor league career, so he can give you some length back there. There's a look inside the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Vicente Campos. Anxious to watch him pitch. He's had a lot of success at the minor league level. And he's warming up quickly. 1-1 to Phillips. Able to check his swing. No, he didn't. Carlos Torres, 2-1. Phillips red hot right now. He's hitting about .340 since the All-Star break. He lifts it in the air to right field. The Yasmani Tomas coming in, and it drops in between he and Segura. Cozart scores. Votto is home, and it's 6-0 Cincinnati.
Been a lot of hard hit balls in the game. This is not one of them. That's not a bad pitch down below the knees. Phillips hits it off the end of the bat, just out of the reach of Gene Segura, just in front of Yasmani Tomas. Couldn't have thrown it out there any better than that.
Chappelle going to stick with Godley here. He's got Campos warming up in the bullpen. Here's Schebler, who homered his first time up. Four straight Reds have reached, all with 2 outs. This is hit out deep to left field. Michael Bourne at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Scott Schebler, that's his second today, his 6th of the year. And Cincinnati has opened up a 9-0 lead.
Schebler's had big time pop throughout his minor league career, limited playing time at the big league level. Pulls one down the right field line over 400 feet and then hits one to the opposite field.
Third home run in less than 2 innings against Zach Godley. Here's Eugenio Suarez. First career multi-home run game for Scott Schebler, the former Dodger. A 4-run Cincinnati first, now a 5-run second. All 5 Reds runs in this inning coming with 2 outs. This has been a consistent theme of the Diamondbacks this year, and it's really unfortunate. They lay their biggest eggs in front of their biggest home crowd.
That seems to be the case.
Every one of these really bad blowout losses has come on some sort of special day. Today, the alumni game, when the place is particularly full and the drama vanishes quickly. And we had a really good crowd for our alumni game. A lot of great Diamondback fans turned out, and we've got a big crowd for the ball game. And just like that, it's 9-0 bad guys. 3-1 to Suarez. Drives it to center. It backs up A.J. Pollock, but he's got room. Just shy of the warning track out there, and that's the end of the inning. Diamondbacks down 9-0. As we start the bottom of the second inning, D-backs fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports Arizona and Diamondbacks baseball with you wherever you go. Goldie leads off the second against Anthony DeSclafani. Little shell shock there, D-back fans. 9-0. Cincinnati 4 in the first and 5 in the second. Goldie hitting .305 with 20 home runs. Boy, Zach Godley got the first 2 outs of that inning on 4 pitches. And then it was single, double, hit batter, single home run. Just like that, 9-0.
You know, 2 outs on 4 pitches, and over the course of 16 pitches, he'd given up 5 runs.
Two and two.
Little known fact: Paul Goldschmidt sent a limo to pick up Anthony DeSclafani, rather, at the airport. 6 for 6 lifetime with a homer and 2 doubles.
It's a fair bit of ownage right there. Goldie 2 singles and a couple of strikeouts in the game last night.
Those are the kind of numbers that'll make you pick him as a beat the street guy.
So did you?
Yes, I did.
All right. Who else?
I have Brandon Crawford tonight up at AT&T Park in San Francisco. It's Mike Fultonevich. I would gladly sacrifice my Brandon Crawford pick for a 5-hit game from Goldie.
But you would have your streak of.
That's all right.
What are you up to? 4? Is it Tapper to second?
Is that really a streak?
Got to start somewhere. What a way. You can play beat the streak at home as well. Just sign up at MLB.com and put together a hitting streak. Bob Brenly is addicted. Jake Lamb now. The Reds will put the shift on. Who'd the cooler take today? Any idea?
If you Just watch some of the box scores. You should be able to tell.
Just take the hot hitter who was over. Jake, 263 and 25 home runs. Still leads the Diamondbacks with 79 RBIs. Well, DeSclafani pitching with a very comfortable lead, 9-zip in the second. He's coming off a loss to the Dodgers in Cincinnati Sunday. Gave up 4 runs, 8 hits in 7. This is just his 15th start this year after missing the first 2 months with that oblique problem. He's pitched pretty well. He's walking fewer batters per 9 innings than he did last year, and he's striking out more. Late time granted.
Yeah, one of the adjustments that DeSclafani made this year, he's throwing his changeup a little bit harder, almost like Zach Greinke hard.
It's becoming a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, his fastball's in the low 90s, and his changeup is about 2 miles per hour faster this year than it was last year, sometimes throwing it up to 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, Robbie Ray's had a lot of success doing just that. Robbie has realized the changeup doesn't have to be slow, it just has to be good. Jake Lamb, big swing and a miss. Cabrera will complete the strikeout, and that's the first for DeSclafani.
Slider in the dirt. Don't know if it was ever in the strike zone that time.
Yasmani Tomas. 263, 26 home runs. Yasmani 0 for 4, a walk and a strikeout in the series opener last night. That's fouled away, and it's 0-1. Vicente Campos still warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. Ready to make his major league debut. You got to figure at some point, maybe the 3rd inning.
It's one of those situations we've talked a lot about it. Unfortunately, recently, do you leave Zach Godley in there and make it a learning moment? Figure out how to get out of this jam. Figure out how to pitch when you don't have your best stuff. Figure out how to get hitters out when you're not hitting your spots. Some kind of an adjustment. That would be a huge step in his development. But by the same token, you don't want to put yourself so far in the hole you've got no chance to come back. There's still a lot of ball game left.
And there's not much to be gained in just making Zach go out there and wear it for another 3-4 innings. Unless he can figure out how to get it fixed and quickly. 1-2 on Tomas. Called strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Anthony DeSclafani. Diamondbacks trail the Reds 9-0.
debut back. And now last night, A.J. Pollock made his return from the disabled list, and he said it felt like opening day. And he admitted he had some jitters out there. But for the rest of his teammates, they got a confidence boost seeing A.J. back out there. Chip said instantly he saw an energy shift when A.J. stepped on the field. And as Chris Owens explained to me, he said just having A.J. out there makes a difference because they trust him. And his ability can be a game changer both at the plate and in the outfield. Now, originally when bringing A.J. back, Chip said he would probably play 2 games, take a day off. But A.J. has already been bartering for some more play time. He told Chip, I could go 10 days without a day off.
He's rested enough. This is the major league debut for 24-year-old right-hander Vicente Campos. Acquired from the Yankees at the trade deadline for Tyler Clippard. Gene Segura is going to get the rest of the night off, and Brandon Drury will get some reps at second base. Ramon Cabrera leads off the Reds' third. Vicente Campos, 6'3", 230. Just turned 24 last month. Your Arizona Federal Credit Union pitching change. Called up from AA Mobile, where he made 4 appearances after his acquisition from the Yankees. All of them start, so he's been starting all season, so he should be able to give Chip Hale some length here today. Acquired by GM Dave Stewart in the Tyler Clippard trade. Campos, a guy who's shown good fastball command in the minor leagues. Tends to throw strikes and attack hitters, comes right at guys. Cabrera pops it straight up. Chris Owens wants it. And that's the first out in the third. Campos has always had a very good changeup. There's a curveball as well that he can use to expand the strike zone. But they like the makeup, they like the arm, and he's pitched well after coming back from Tommy John surgery 2 years ago. The pitcher Anthony DeSclafani.
Yeah, that Tommy John surgery, not quite the red flag you might imagine it is. So many guys have come back from Tommy John surgery throwing harder, throwing better than before the surgery. Yeah, there was a time years ago when the guy had elbow problems. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of your career.
Now you're almost glad that he's had it done and he's through that whole process. Maybe you figure, okay, we'll get him on the bounce back. Campos spent most of this year working his way up the Yankees minor league system. He missed all of 2014 and part of last year after the Tommy John. Began this year pitching in the Florida State League Class A ball. Did well there, moved up. Made 9 starts at AA Trenton, did very well there. And 1 appearance with AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and that was July 26th, just before he was traded to the Diamondbacks. And since then he's been at Mobile, pitching for Robbie Hammock, 4 starts and a 4.05 ERA. And he's got his first major league strikeout.
Well spotted 90-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner that time.
Billy Hamilton now. Hamilton singled and scored in the first. He's 1 for 2. Campos was originally signed out of Venezuela by the Mariners in 2009. You got your hitting gloves and your running gloves.
He's a one-man sporting goods store. He wears that oven mitt when he runs the bases. I wonder if the first base coach has that, or one of the bat boys maybe run it out to him if he gets on base, or maybe one of those gloves in his back pocket has the oven mitt attached to it.
It's all about accessorizing.
Like Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah. Well, he nailed his gloves up to the wall. Nice changeup from Campos. That's been a very good pitch for him throughout his minor league career.
You remember Mel Hall?
Mel Hall.
When Mel Hall played for the Cubs, he used to hang batting gloves out his back pocket while he hit like that. And somebody asked him why, and he said, so I can wave goodbye to the catcher when I start my home run trot.
A lot of fans were happy to wave goodbye to Mel Hall.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mel was, he got a lot of waves goodbye. And good riddance.
Full count on Hamilton, 3-2. Fastball was fouled away. Mentioned Campos was signed by Seattle back in '09. He's from Venezuela. The Yankees got him before the 2012 season as part of that Michael Pineda deal. And now he's a Diamondback. Called strike 3. Vicente Campos, 2 strikeouts in his major league debut. Diamondbacks trail the Reds 9-0.
Hey fans, a D-backs home run tonight means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack-in-a-Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
Reds hit 3 home runs in the first 2 innings against Zach Godley. 2-run homers by Votto and Schebler in the first, then Schebler a 3-run shot in the second. 9 runs on 9 hits. Tuffy Gozawish is on deck. Chris Owings will lead off the 3rd inning, and then the pitcher spot will bat 3rd here against Anthony DeSclafani. Reaches out and taps it right to Phillips at second. Tuffy Gozawish the start tonight behind the plate. Tuffy 159 and 3 homers. He walked as a pinch hitter in the 11th inning last night. And he was on first base and broke for second in that 11th inning when Brandon Drury was at third, and Drury came in on the wild pitch, and the Diamondbacks won on a walk-off wild pitch. That one got Cabrera behind the plate.
Side of the mask and left shoulder that time off of Cabrera.
Cabrera getting his 2nd straight start after Tucker Barnhart came up with the right hand soreness just before the ball game yesterday. They've activated another catcher. They called up Rafi Lopez from AAA just before the game today. So right now Cincinnati carrying 3 catchers with Barnhart out for who knows how long. 1-2 on Tuffy. Jim Riggleman, the bench coach, on the left. Brian Price, the skipper, on the right. DeSclafani rings up Gozawish. He has struck out now 3 of the last 4 he's faced.
Pitcher number 59.
First major league at bat for Vicente Campos, who just pitched his first big league inning and had 2 strikeouts. How about those batting gloves?
Wow. Oh, tough to see him.
Yeah, from space. Here's strike 1.
You could play baseball in the dark with those things.
9-0. You might want to try it. Well, he's a big lanky guy at 6'3", 230 pounds.
Yeah, a lot going on in that batter's box.
Not just the gloves. That's a big league waggle.
Yeah, big league waggle. Big long loopy swing.
It's a hold of a tapper to shortstop. Zach Cozart is there. Avish Kofani works a 1-2-3 third. We'll head to the 4th at Chase Field. Diamondbacks down 9-0. High-speed highlights presented by Cox. Earlier today, our annual alumni game, and it was a big hit.
It was a lot of fun. Guys really get after it out there. You can see the competitive juices rising to the top. Reggie Sanders once again clubs one to straightaway center field. Steven Randolph, one of the better athletes to ever put on a Diamondbacks uniform. A pitcher drives one to the wall in left field.
How about Willie Bloomquist? Willie almost took it off the wall in center. The red team versus the purple team.
Yeah, you saw Rubio Durazo scoring on that Willie Bloomquist drive to center field. Rubio Durazo actually missed one of his at-bats in the ball game because they couldn't find a helmet big enough for him.
They batted out of order, but nobody minded.
Yeah, they used to call him Buffalo Head. I suggested that he just put the bucket for the balls on his head and go up there and hit, but that didn't work either.
And Reggie Sanders, Webby, all the guys still here in the ballpark. Big crowd here this afternoon watching the Diamondbacks try and come back from a 9-0 deficit. Vicente Campos out there for his 2nd inning of work in relief of Zach Godley. Campos making his major league debut, worked a 1-2-3 first. His first major league inning back in the 3rd and had 2 strikeouts. Zach Cozart takes it out of here. The 4th Reds homer today, and it's 10-0 Cincinnati. 16th of the year for the Reds shortstop.
It's the kind of outing you'd like to see from the Diamondbacks offense at some point here at Chase Field. Other teams come in here and have no problems reaching the seats in a notorious hitter's ballpark. Reds really hammering away tonight.
Cozart hasn't started a game in about 10 days because of a sore Achilles, but so far he's got a single, a homer. He scored twice. Votto has homered and doubled. A 2-run home run in the first inning, doubled and scored in the second. So he's halfway to the cycle. D-backs have the shift on for Votto.
Score looks like a binary code, all ones and zeros. Unfortunately, way too many zeros on the bottom.
Well, the Reds have left one on base.
Yeah, there is that.
Two and two on the Cincinnati first baseman. Votto hit .413 in July, and he's actually increased that mark, batting .418 in August. And so he's got a chance to become the first big league hitter since Josh Hamilton 6 years ago to hit .400 in consecutive months. And he's off to a good start today, 2 for 2. Gets it right into the shift. Jake Lamb has it. That's the first out of the fourth. 5-3 put on. Now Jake will jog back over and take his normal spot at third as the right hand hitting Adam Duvall steps up.
Adam Duvall.
Duvall might feel a little left out. He's flied out and been hit by a pitch. Well, if nothing else, we'll get our first extended look at Vicente Campos. 2 strikeouts in the third, his first big league inning, and now a rough start to his second major league inning. The Cozart homered. Acquired at the trade deadline in the Tyler Clippard deal. I got him from the Yankees. Campos, when he was pitching Double-A ball in the Yankees system in Trenton earlier this year, did really well there. 5-1 in 9 starts, an ERA just a bit over 3. And the coaches there really like the fastball command. Very aggressive guy out there. He would attack the hitters, get ahead in counts early. Jake Lamb at third, sets himself long throw right there, 2 down.
Both outs this inning in the scorebook, 5-3, although Jake Lamb fielded that one right next to the bag at third and the other one on the right side of the infield.
You can put, if you're scoring at home with us, you can write a little S in the box there and put a circle around it or something to indicate there was the shift on, or you can come up with your own sort of indicator.
I go with the little S right underneath the number of the guy who was shifted.
Beautiful.
In that case, Jake Lamb.
One of the great things about scoring, everybody does it, but everybody does it differently. Brandon Phillips 2 for 2, a couple of singles. He scored twice. You're going to wear out one of your multicolored pens at this rate.
I'm afraid so. I've always got a backup.
Campos seems like he does a decent job hiding the baseball. It's kind of a lanky, herky, jerky motion that comes in sections. No hiding it from Phillips. He blasts that into left field. He's 3 for 3.
This is the Reds offense coming into play tonight. Over their last 5 ball games had not homered. They've hit 4 already here in the first 3 innings and 2 outs of this game.
Reds have played very well since the All-Star break. The bullpen's been better. The offense coming around today. All smiles in the Cincinnati dugout. Scott Schebler, a 2-run homer in the first, a 3-run home run in the second. Numbers 5 and 6 on the year. D-backs have the shift on for the left-hand hitting Schebler, the former Dodger. Had 2 hits and an RBI last night, so he's having a good series. He yanked one out of here to the right field corner, and then in the second inning hit one the other way. And he hits that through the shift, the base hit. Schebler 3 for 3.
You go into every ball game with an idea of who do you not want to let beat you on that other team. And certainly Joey Votto's name jumps to mind immediately. Don't let Billy Hamilton beat you with his legs. Adam Duvall's having a big year hitting long home runs. But I doubt if Scott Schebler got the kind of attention in the advance meeting that he deserves for what he's done here tonight. He looks like he is some kind of locked in at the plate. 2 home runs and a hard single through the shift so far in 3 at bats.
He's played most of this season at AAA Louisville. Scott Schebler hit .311 there with 13 homers, and as you mentioned, Bob, he's always put up some good home run numbers in the minor leagues. There's Eugenio Suarez has singled and flied out. He's got Phillips at second, Schebler at first. 2 outs and 1 run in. This one is hit right at Bourne and left, and it clanks off the glove. Phillips will come in and score, and it's 11-0 Reds. It's been that kind of day.
Ball was stung right at Michael Bourne. Had to back up a few steps in left field. Not sure if that was knuckling or hooking or slicing, but just clanks off the thumb of his glove and drops to the ground. I'm sure that'll be an E7.
E7. So no RBI for Suarez. Schebler stops at third. Suarez is at first. 3 straight have reached with 2 outs following the Cozart homer. And here's Ramon Cabrera, the catcher. Oh, and 2. Cincinnati with 11 runs on 12 hits. Diamondbacks still looking for their first base hit against Anthony DeSclafani, who's on deck. Vicente Campos, his second inning of relief, on for Zach Godley. Brandon Drury is there, and that ends the inning. Reds add 2 more. They lead at 11-0.
It's 11-0 Reds as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Time to take a look back at this day in Major League Baseball history, brought to you by Geico. Well, if you were at Yankee Stadium on August 27th, 1977, you saw something that had never happened before or since in Major League Baseball. Bump Wills and Toby Harrah hit back-to-back inside the park homers on consecutive pitches in a Rangers victory over the Yankees.
Boy, Toby Harrah through most of the 70s and into the early 80s was a really underrated hitter, playing shortstop, third base, both in Texas and Cleveland. Brandon Drury in there for Gene Segura leads off the Diamondback fourth. Played in some all-star games, yeah. Toby Harrah.
Good hitter.
And his name was, what do you call it when it's backwards, frontwards?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Palindrome, says Brad the Big Dog Weimer, our producer.
Like Bob.
There you go. You should know that then. Gene Segura getting a rest after it became 9-0 Cincinnati. And Drury getting some important reps at second base. Brandon, when we came into spring training, was competing for the third base job and the second base job. It's easy to forget that because he's had to play so much outfield. But it's been good to see him get some reps at what you would consider as natural positions, third and second. More third than second base. Still looking for the first hit to write down there. Reds columns are all filled. They're going to have to figure out where Brandon Drury's long-term home is, and that decision may have to come this winter. A valuable bat they need to try and find a spot for. And Isclafani gets his fourth strikeout, one away.
Left fielder, Michael Bourne.
Michael Bourne will start in left field tonight. Isclafani walked Gene Segura to lead off the ball game, and since then he set down 9 in a row. Bourne has the Diamondbacks' first hit. He rolls it into right center.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
A.J. Pollock. A.J. hit into a double play his first time up today. AJ said he wanted to be back from that right elbow fracture as soon as possible, and he was aware that it kind of freaked everyone out when they said he'd be out for the full season, which he said would have really been a worst case scenario for him. But now here he is with a month left to go, and he insists he's going to play, and he has just kind of ignored everyone saying he'd be out for the whole year. Is there value in getting, let's just call it a month's worth of at-bats to salvage something?
Well, that's up for discussion. Let's just put it that way. You know, it depends on the injury, depends on the player's history of injuries. Maybe you're better served just shutting him down, coming back healthy at 100% to spring training next year. I think in AJ's case, he's such a competitor and such a big part of this team. I think Chip thought there was value to bringing him back for the last month of the season. Unfortunately, AJ healed quickly, completed his rehab with flying colors, and here he is in the lineup the last couple days.
Isclafani just dots that fastball for his 5th strikeout. 2 down for Goldie.
I mean, we talked about it last night. I was hoping, I'm sure Chip was hoping, that A.J. Pollock back in the lineup would give the team a little shot of energy, a little jolt. felt like the dog days over the last month or so. Guys just grinding, not getting the results you're looking for. And sometimes a guy coming back off the disabled list is the same effect as making a trade. Bringing a new guy into the mix. It changes the look of the lineup, changes the look of the defense. I think everybody was hoping that the return of A.J. Pollock would light a fire under this team.
Second for the force on Bourne, and DeSclafani is through 4. Diamondbacks trail the Reds 11-0. As we start the 5th, hey D-backs fans, you can't go back to the 90s, but Pepsi has the next best thing. Tighten up your fanny pack because Crystal Pepsi is back. It's available in stores now, but only for a very limited time. The pitcher Anthony DeSclafani leads off the 5th inning. Vicente Campos' major league debut, on for his 3rd inning of work in relief of Zach Godley, who gave up 9 runs and was pulled after 2 innings. Reds have had 4 home runs in the ball game today. 3 of them against Godley. Votto and Schebler homered in the 1st. Schebler hit another one in the 2nd. And then Cozart led off the 4th with a home run against Campos. Chris Owings, nice play at short. Here's some COD, 1 down.
Seo goes into a slide to play that shot to his right. Picks it cleanly on that short hop and fires on to Goldie for the out. That ball was pretty hard by the opposing pitcher.
Yeah. Billy Hamilton singled and scored in the 1st. He is 1 for 3 so far. Hamilton only last month put back in the leadoff spot by Brian Price. That's where he really loves to hit, and they sort of made him earn it. And he has really responded. That's been a good strategy for Brian Price. Hamilton having a good second half to the season offensively. And from the leadoff spot this year, his on-base percentage is over .360. And that has always been the great problem with Billy Hamilton. You can't stop him once he gets on the bases, but he also can't steal first, as they say.
He has made a concerted effort to try to hit the ball in the ground more often this year. We talk about these little fast guys all the time. If they hit the ball in the air, that's exactly what you want. They can get themselves out. Billy Hamilton's not going to hit a lot of home runs. He's not going to drive a lot of balls into gaps, but line drives and ground balls will get him on base, and that's when the fun starts for the Reds.
Vicente Campos has his 3rd major league strikeout.
Nice changeup that time.
2nd time he struck out Hamilton. And here's Cozart, who homered off Campos to open up the 4th inning. And that changeup has always been Campos's moneymaker along the way in the minor leagues. Young man out of Venezuela, just turned 24 years old about a month ago. 1-1 on the red shortstop. Cozart has singled, homered, and struck out. 2 for 3. He scored twice. The home run is 16th of the year. Campos, throughout his minor league record, has shown he's been able to command the fastball both sides of the plate. He can throw in and away to both righties and lefties. Missed away that time, and it's 3-1. And when he's kept that changeup down, he's not a guy that puts up a ton of strikeouts, but that changeup induces a lot of weak contact for him, and he'll throw it even when he's behind in the count like he is now. Tried it that time, but missed. All 4 on the changeup, and that's the first walk of the ball game for the Reds. Joey Votto has homered and doubled. He scored twice. Votto, from the very first pitch of every at bat, almost in a 2-strike approach, the way he's choking up on that bat. We talked about that last night.
He was really creeping up the handle of the bat last night, especially in those 2-strike counts.
I mean, what would you have said if your 3-hole hitter, your franchise player, just started hitting like that every time he went up there? Not what you expect from a guy who bats in this spot in the lineup.
Yeah, pretty tough to argue with the results, however.
Yeah.
A couple of months hitting over 400 in a row. Showed some power in his first at bat here tonight, hooking a home run right down that right field line. Went the opposite way with a double. I mean, the more you choke up on the bat, the better bat control you should have.
Ground ball into the shift. Jake Lamb has it. And Vicente Campos completes his 3rd big league inning. It's 11-0 Cincinnati.
A few of his favorite things. That's right. Paul Goldschmidt with his basket of favorite things here, and I'm joined. Out by Ms. Goldie, Amy Goldschmidt, and the wives and girlfriends of the Diamondbacks players have come up with this very cool thing where they're putting together the players' favorite things and then auctioning them off for a tremendous cause. Take me through this charity event.
Yeah, so we, for the past, I guess, almost 5 years now, we've done where half of the money goes to our Wives Fund, which we distribute throughout the community throughout the year, and then we have the other half going to Chrysalis, which is a domestic violence shelter for women. So there's some two really great causes. One, they all give back to the Valley. So we're excited about it. Hopefully raise a lot of money.
And fans obviously love what your husband does out on the field, Paul, making things happen out there. But take us through some of the things he's interested in off the field that's featured in this basket.
Yeah, so he loves coffee, especially now with our almost 1-year-old son. It's definitely a must. So we have a Starbucks gift card in there. Who doesn't love Chick-fil-A? Faith is a big part of our lives. We have a Bible, and then we have some golf balls in there. Like golf in the off season, so he likes to do that in spare time.
And some one-of-a-kind items too, guys. You'll see the pink hat Amy designed for the pink party, and then also some of Paul's hats from the All-Star game. Some incredible things. So if you're sitting at the ballpark watching this, head down to section 130 right now, put your bid in, and fans at home know this exists, and the wives are doing things throughout the season. Come out here, support them, support the community, and we'll take a look at some of these baskets. I did see a Sesame Street book in Tuffy's basket. So, you know, everyone's showing off what they're doing at home.
Boy, Paul and Amy do an amazing job in our community, all the work that they do, and much of it goes unpublicized with Phoenix Children's Hospital. And Paul has set up scholarships with the University of Phoenix, and he and Amy are so active in our community. And like I said, a lot of that, Bob, goes under the radar.
It really does, and I think that's the way Paul and Amy want it to be. You know, they just feel that they can use their notoriety for some good, and they've done a ton of good already for Phoenix Children's Hospital, and it continues today.
So a great job by the wives and girlfriends here. A lot of fans down there. Big crowd today. Looking at the different baskets. What would be in the, was there a Brenly basket?
Well, we had one a couple of years ago. I think I had some fishing lures in there, some pizza coupons. You know, just the typical stuff.
Expect nothing less. 0-2 on Yasmani Tomas after Jake Lamb struck out. Now 6 strikeouts for Anthony DeSclafani, who so far has given up only 1 hit.
Some movie passes. That's a big favorite of all ball players. You know, you spend so much time at the ballpark. When you get a night off, a movie's a great date night. Take mom out, go see a movie.
The last 2 times, by pure coincidence, that Cindy and I have gone to the movies, we've ended up sitting next to Ricky Weeks Jr. and Ricky's wife.
Oh, no kidding.
It was just a total fluke. So yeah, that's a big pastime. You get a night off.
Well, this offseason, my wife Joan and I went to the movie one night, and we sat next to Ricky's brother Jamil.
Oh yeah. There's a little flare. Votto on the run, and he won't get there. It drops in for Tomas. Second hit for the Diamondbacks. Weeks Jr.'s basket. Oh, he's got the Game of Thrones DVDs in there. You might want to bid on that.
Yeah, why not?
There you go. He's got some movie passes in there. Good call.
Got the Nerf hoop in there, hang it on the back of the door.
Oh boy,
that was big in the minor leagues. But we used to make them out of coat hangers, hang them on the back of the door.
I went through about a dozen of those as a kid.
Well, you shouldn't dunk on them, you know.
Yeah. Chris Owings. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Brandon Phillips is under it. Votto's over there as well. It'll be Votto, and that's the second out. I heard of the
CO just, you know, he was so locked in at the plate for such a long time, driving the ball, staying back, letting the ball travel and come to him, keeping that right foot planted in the back of that right-handed batter's box, and then kind of gliding out on his front foot again. That back foot's coming loose. He's chasing some pitches away from him, pitcher's pitches, and making some very quick, easy outs.
There's Tuffy.
Of course, that's baseball. You go through the peaks and the valleys. You just like to be able to maintain the peaks a little bit longer and shorten up those valleys.
Tuffy's in an 0 for 15 valley right now. And his Horizon High School jersey number retired earlier this year. lost a grip on the bat. 2-1. Tighten up those gloves.
Batting gloves were never a problem for Gracie.
Didn't wear them, right?
Well, occasionally at Wrigley when it got really cold in April or September, winds howling off the lakes, snow flurries from time to time, Gracie would break down and wear some batting gloves, but it's way less than 0.1% of his career at bats.
The middle and into center, a base hit for Tuffy. Vicente Campos, his second major league at bat. Came on to start the third inning in relief of Zach Godley. Godley was out of the game before he had an AB.
Get yourself a batting average, young man.
One and one.
I guess technically he has one.
It's just zeros. Is that yeah? 0 for 1. Acquired on July 31st from the Yankees in the Tyler Clippard deal. And today making his major league debut. Shoots it the other way, but right to Joey Votto. We're through 5. Diamondbacks trail the Reds 11-0. The basket's on display here at the ballpark. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Day with us. Saturday, September 10th is presented by Bud Light. The lovely Mike and Vanessa are here modeling the Los D-backs soccer jersey, which is courtesy of Pepsi. First 20,000 fans with us on that day, September 10th, against the Giants. Get this very, very unique and cool item.
Can they hear the music in the background? Because that's what I'm dancing to.
There is no music.
You just hear it in your head all the time? No, I don't hear a thing. Mike, do you?
Music. You guys
no.
hear, I hear no music.
No music at all. Pitbull?
Pitbull.
Oh.
Still don't hear music, Vanessa.
Is that his
If
given
I
name?
hear music,
Good
I
day.
promise at home there's
Nice.
music.
Yeah. Well, that's Hispanic Heritage Day, Saturday, September 10th. It's presented by Bud Light, and there's a street festival, Vanessa, before the game, right?
Yeah, before the game. APS presents it. Am I correct?
You are correct. You are correct.
I knew. Hey, I knew that this was September 10th. That it was courtesy of Pepsi.
I wasn't testing you. I just assumed that you know everything.
The Los D-backs soccer jersey. This is all the information that I knew in advance.
It's all correct. Authentic food, music, entertainment, and more. That's before the ball game, and then the first 20,000 fans at the game get the Los D-backs soccer jersey, courtesy of Pepsi. And for tickets, visit dbacks.com. That's September 10th, Saturday, the D-backs and the Giants.
Have hats need tacos.
By the way, I noticed you guys are wearing your batting practice pullovers, which we gave away today. Those are courtesy of Sanderson Ford. And boy, the crowd for the alumni game, Mike, tremendous. That we ran out of those things like that.
It was outstanding. I mean, people got here early. People were lined up. I heard blocks away just to get in, to get some of these, and to see the alums out there. It was a lot of fun before the game today.
Yeah, it was a really neat day.
And by the way, great job, Mike, on the on-field interviews. You know, with the veteran guys hanging around there. Yeah, very enlightening. You guys had some laughs. Did a nice job.
I even kind of weaseled my way into talking JJ Puts into the batter's box. He got in it bad.
JJ, by the way, JJ was terrible today.
He laid down a bunt.
He was awful.
He did not have a good outing on the hill.
Yeah.
Baxter didn't do so well either.
Yeah, how about that, Ben? Did you guys help Baxter get into the game? He actually had an at-bat, right?
I think he also blew a play at first as well.
He did.
I mean, Alex Cintrone had a great play at third and had a good play, and then he's got a mascot trying to catch the ball at first.
Well,
instead of a big leaguer.
Well, he's a big league mascot.
That's true. That's true.
All right, guys, thanks very much. The lovely Mike and Vanessa. As Adam Duvall walks to lead off the 6th inning. I'm just kidding about AJ. He actually, JJ, he dropped down a beautiful bunt. And who was it? Oh, it was Joe Saunders was the pitcher. And Joe made a terrific play to throw him out. So a walk to Adam Duvall opens up the 6th inning. Here's Brandon Phillips, who was 3 for 3 with 3 singles. He scored twice.
Yeah, a big tip of the cap to Kelly Stinnett and Chris Snyder, who went the distance behind the plate. That ought to be worth something.
3 whole innings.
Well, that's a lifetime at this point.
Boy, Reggie Sanders, he hit a couple of rockets.
Oh, man. And Kelly Stinnett, I swear to this day, even though he's retired, he wakes up in the morning, brushes his teeth, and puts on his shin guards every day.
Grinder. Here's a drive to center for AJ. And Mike was right. I got to the ballpark probably about 1 o'clock, and the gates opened at 2. But when I pulled up at 1, I tell you what, hundreds of people, no kidding, they were just lined up on the street waiting to get in on all sides of the park. It was a great crowd here for the alumni game.
Really good crowd. And I kind of joked beforehand, we're glad you're all here because these guys all play better in front of big crowds, you know. And that was right after they had shown the video, the highlight video over the years, including the 01 World Championship team and the way this ballpark was rocking back in 01. And the fans tried to get into the alumni game just the same.
And everybody got the first 20,000 got the batting practice pullover, courtesy of Sanderson Ford. Here's Scott Schebler, who's 3 for 3, including 2 home runs. A 2-run homer in the first, a 3-run shot in the second, both off Zach Godley, who gave up 9 runs and lasted only 2 innings. And Schebler against Campos singled in the 4th inning. D-backs have the shift on, and it's 1-1 on Schebler.
And we should point out that Rob Weinheimer and his gang did a great job with the alumni game and all the details and logistics that's involved with that. Outstanding job.
And Steve Miller and his whole group put together some great videos, as they always do, playing on the DBTV board. Sky to shallow center for Pollock. Way up there, and it's 2 outs. I was surprised to see Baxter get in the game. There's Rob. Say hello, Rob.
That boy, Rob.
There you go. Hello, Rob. Right on cue.
Rob's going to sleep well tonight.
Eugenio Suarez. Rob and the whole team in there, responsible for everything you see on the DBTV board here at the ballpark. like producing a movie every ball game, those guys.
It's like air traffic control. They've all got the little earpieces on, and they've all got their iPads or their notepads and walking around communicating. Eagle one, Eagle one.
There's Chuck Drago, the voice of Chase Field. See that Rob has his Buzz Lightyear toy that he carries with him everywhere. Never leaves his side. You've tried to get him some help for it, but oh no, that's Chuck. Yes, it's a tremendous likeness.
Yes, it is.
To infinity and beyond.
Also a tip of the cap to Jeff Swanson for his job in kind of herding the alumni back to Chase Field for today's festivities. That's not the easiest job in the world, Jeff. Nice going. I'd like to see more position players show up. I mean, they got nothing against pitchers. They're okay.
They changed it up. I thought they got Willie Bloomquist back this year.
We got a few guys, but you know, you still end up with pitchers playing first base or outfield and swinging the bats. And who wants to see that?
Well, David DeLucci always is here, but he couldn't make it because of the flooding in Baton Rouge in that area, which was just too bad. But the biggest thumbs up of all goes to the Diamondback fans who showed up in droves to attend the game. Boy, we had a great crowd, and D-backs fans really did a great job participating and made it a fun afternoon for everybody. Suarez hits a deep drive to right to Los's room. And Vicente Campos completes his 4th major league inning. It's 11-0 Cincinnati.
Mobile. Washington Nationals got beat 9-4 in 11 innings. Some excitement in that ball game as Bryce Harper apparently got ejected. The Dodgers won their game. This was earlier this afternoon. Oh, Bryce didn't like it. Oh, there goes the helmet. Yeah, you're gone.
Mike Winters behind the plate at Nats Park.
May not be happy, but boy, his hair looks good,
doesn't it? It's got the flow. Good moss. Brandon Drury.
The Giants lead the Braves tonight 1-0. Brandon Crawford with a solo home run.
So what are you up to?
I think that's 6.
Nice.
Oh no, I still need Goldie.
Oh yeah. He's 0 for 2 so far. Keep waiting for Bryce Harper to snap out of his slump, and this thing's going 3-4 months now. Bryce Harper just not putting up the numbers. DeSclafani at 70 pitches, 46 strikes. And he's behind on Drury 3-1. Brandon got to start at third base last night, had 3 hits, including a double and an RBI. And getting some work in at second tonight in relief of Gene Segura. That's out of play. It's full count 3-2.
We have our somewhat reliably staffed pouring over records. Dustin Pedroia, 4 for 4 in the ball game today for the Red Sox. I think he has 11 consecutive hits.
They lead the Royals 8-2 at Fenway Park. They're in the 8th inning.
I think the major league record is 12.
Wow. And Drury shoots this out to Duvall, and lefty runs it down. Well, the Diamondbacks have 3 hits in the ball game, all singles, one of them by Michael Bourne. And here's Michael with 1 out in the 6th. Yes, he went, Jerry Davis. 0-2 on Moore. And Michael Bourne strikes out. That's 7 for DeSclafani. And here comes AJ. Somebody's sunglasses are out there in the warning track. Nobody seems to mind.
Well, if somebody happens to hit a ball to that particular area of the ballpark and it gets lost in the lights of the sun, you just pick up the shades, pop them on.
It's like the old days where you used to leave your glove in the field.
Yeah.
How do they ever do that, by the way? Nobody ever tripped over a glove? Somebody had to before they figured out, hey, maybe they should just take their gloves in with them. AJ gets one up in the air to deep right field. Schebler has it, though. And Anthony DeSclafani, 6 scoreless innings of 3-hit baseball. He leads at 11-0. Air conditioning cool plays of the game. The major league debut of Vicente Campos on in relief of Zach Godley. His first game as a Diamondback, first game of the big leagues after his acquisition in the Tyler Clippard deal from the Yankees. And Bobby's pitched pretty well so far through 4 innings.
Yeah, brought some order to what was chaos through those first 2 innings. 9 runs on 9 hits through 2, and Campos has come in and done a pretty nice job. Surrendered only the 2 runs that he gave up in that 4th inning.
2 runs, 3 hits. He's walked 2, struck out 3. And he's out there for his 5th inning of work, so he's really been a bullpen saver for Chip Hale today. The catcher Ramon Cabrera leads off the 7th for the Reds. They got 4 in the first, 5 in the second against Zach Godley, and then 2 in the 4th against Campos. They've out-hit the Diamondbacks 12-3. Cabrera so far 0 for 3. I was a little taken aback by the display we just saw out there in the RamTrucks.com pool area between innings. Cabrera lifts this in the air to deep left field. It backs up Bourne. Ricky Weeks Jr.'s out there now. Some changes defensively for the Diamondbacks. A Bob Brenly bobblehead was the item on Sink or Float, and they just carelessly tossed it into the pool, where some bros scooped it up and tried to make it float, but that thing went straight to the bottom.
Muscle weighs more than fat.
There you go. Nice save. Clutch. Yeah, they probably stole the bobble from Todd's garage, says our producer Brad the Big Dog Weimer. Well, maybe they got a deal on it. Some changes with Ricky Weeks Jr. now playing left field. Phil Gosselin has taken over at first for Goldie. And that's about it so far. Yeah, that's the only defensive changes.
No.
So there's Ricky in left. Uh-oh, that's really bad news for you.
Yes, it is.
Because Goldie, who is 0 for 2, is out of the game, and that will snap another beat the streak for Bob Brenly. Michael Bourne moves over to center, replacing A.J. Pollock. Vicente Campos gets his 4th strikeout. That's 2 down.
Campos showing a nice feel for his off-speed stuff. His fastball is not overpowering. It's 87 to 90, but good command of a slider right there away from DeSclafani. Gets a swing and a miss. He's showing some good straight change-ups.
He's thrown 70 pitches in relief. Short day for Zach Godley. Just 2 innings, gave up 9 runs. So next, Archie Bradley. Archie will pitch tomorrow against Homer Bailey in the series finale, in what will apparently be the rubber game in this series. Gosselin at first. Campos hustles over there. And a nice job today by Vicente Campos. 5 innings of relief, but it's 11-0 Cincinnati.
Bell, and I know you're having fun tonight here, reuniting with a lot of your former teammates and a lot of former great Diamondbacks. What's it been like here on Alumni Saturday?
Well, the alumni game itself is a lot of fun. We enjoy that, although we get sore a lot quicker than we used to. But it is a ton of fun just to reunite with our buddies. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you've played with them or whether they're guys that played later on than you did. We still have a great time together. It's such a great fraternity, and the way we started this organization, it was a group of, Jerry Colangelo used to talk about a team full of character, not a team full of characters, and that's what they drafted, and that's who they signed. And the guys that we get to spend time with are great people, and it's a pleasure to spend time with them.
And it's so unique because so many of you have either stayed close to the team. We've seen you out at the field before for other games. Some still with the organization. You're still in the area.
Right.
What's that like that you guys, you call it a fraternity, but that you all have stayed so close-knit, trying to get back to the organization and the community?
Yeah, there's a ton of us that have stayed in the Valley and just made this home, even whether we lived here initially or we moved in. But Laura and I have been here since '99. And of course, our daughter and son-in-law and our grandson live here, and Brantley and his wife are gone there in California, and Brock just moved to Florida. So we're going to do a lot of traveling to see them, but at the same time, whenever you look, and Gonzo's here, and Matt's here, and Gracie's here, there's so many of us that Webby, and I know that a lot of the guys that were playing on the game today they make this their home. So. Not only did we play here, but we fell in love with the city and the people, and it's just been a great place to grow a family.
Yeah, and you've made so many fans so happy with your play out on the field. But let's go back to one fan who not only is more happy but more rich because of you. You won a fan $1 million. Do you remember that moment in your career?
I do. Probably my most enjoyable moment in my career, and I remember stretching out and left field pregame, and Guylene Hoyle standing on the dugout and announcing that I was her pick to hit a grand slam, and I'm thinking, well, you got Matt Williams, you got Steve Finley, you got all these guys that are much more capable than me, and she chose me, and it was just such a cool moment in time to be able to walk up there and hit the home run and be able to meet them and post game, and then actually 10 years after that spend time and spend time with them again. And it's just it was such a cool moment because it changed their life. It's something I was doing that I loved doing, but it changed their life. So it was a good thing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sharing your memories. Enjoy the time tonight with your former Diamondbacks friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's go back up to you now.
Great Jay Bell. That I believe, if I recall, was one of your best lines ever, wasn't it, that night? When you said, I'd like you to meet my future wife.
Yeah, Tom Brenneman and I were covering the game up here in the booth, and Guylene Hoyle came up to the booth, and I told Tommy, I'd like you to meet my fiance. Oh, that was quite a moment. You know, we talk all the time about you come to the ballpark expecting to see something you've never seen before. We've seen too many of these. Double play by Tomas. But yeah, winning $1 million for a lucky fan. It doesn't get much better than that.
Anthony DeSclafani, 7 scoreless innings. It's 11-0 Reds. What's next? And that's brought to you by CenturyLink. The series finale tomorrow. A 1:10 first pitch. Homer Bailey will be on the mound for the Reds and Archie Bradley for the Diamondbacks before we head out for a long road trip to San Francisco, Colorado, and LA. Vicente Campos, there's Archie, who goes tomorrow. Campos is on now for his 6th inning of relief. He's been starting his entire minor league career, including this year, so the length is not a concern. Zach Cozart, who homered off Campos in the 4th inning, leads off the 8th. Campos pitched very well. He's given up only 2 runs, 1 was earned. Just 3 hits in 5 innings, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts, and he's looked pretty good. Acquired at the trade deadline from the Yankees in exchange for Tyler Clippard. Campos at 71 pitches as he opens up his 6th inning of relief. Cozart lifts this out to Ricky Weeks Jr. And it's 1 down in the 8th inning. Campos has now retired 7 straight. And he's not given up a hit since back-to-back singles in the 4th inning. Vicente Campos. Ivan DeJesus Jr. took over at first base for Joey Votto, his first at bat tonight. 238 and 1 home run. He singled in his only at bat last night. Giants are now trailing the Braves. Atlanta leads 3-1. They're in the 4th in San Francisco. Padres a 1-0 lead over the Marlins in Miami. They're in the 9th inning. Rockies beat up on the Nationals 9-4 the final earlier today in Washington, D.C. And the Dodgers, a home run from Corey Seager. They beat the Cubs 3-2. There's that hard changeup from Vicente Campos. 2-2 on DeJesus Jr. with Adam Duvall on deck. Now it's Manny Tomas. 2 outs.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. A day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Adam Duvall has been hit by a pitch and walked. He's 0 for 2. The cleanup man. Well, you put this down as a win for Vicente Campos. When you're going to look at the numbers when this game is over, you'll say, wow, if he had started, that would have been a very good major league debut. But he's worked now 5 2/3 innings of relief. He made 4 starts for Robbie Hammock at AA Mobile after he was traded from the Yankees. Duvall can't check his swing. And in those 4 starts, Campos went 1-2 with the Bay Bears, a 4.05 ERA. Zach Godley gave up 9 runs in 2 innings, including 3 home runs. He was out of the game before his turn at bat came up. Duvall hammers one deep to left and gone. Adam Duvall is 29th, and the Reds have a 12-0 lead. Adam Duvall is an all-star. He was in the home run derby. But that's just his 6th home run since the All-Star break. That snaps a stretch of 8 straight retired by Vicente Campos, whose night will end right here.
He just bites off a little too much strike zone there on the inside part of the plate, and Duvall lines it into the bleachers out there in left field.
But a very good job by the youngster Vicente Campos in his major league debut. 5 2/3 innings of relief. We'll be back after this. of relief. The Diamondbacks trailing 12-0. Fans, you can follow D-backs baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, the whole thing. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Silvino Bracho, 16 appearances over 3 different stints with the D-backs this year, a 5.94 ERA. And work to Jose Peraza, who checked into the ball game at second base, taking over for Brandon Phillips.
Oh, by the way, Dustin Pedroia, who had 11 consecutive hits, grounded out second base. Oof. 12 is the major league record held by 3 players: Pinky Higgins, Walt Jupo, and Johnny King. So close.
2 of those guys were Red Sox, I believe. Pinky Higgins and Walt Jupo. Only 1. Silvino Bracho worked 2 innings Thursday in the game against Atlanta. First big league outing in just over a month following his recall for the minors. That's out of play. 2-1 on Jose Peraza. Young Reds infield prospect who they acquired from the Dodgers in the offseason, along with Scott Schebler. That was the same 3-team deal that sent Todd Frazier to the White Sox. Peraza up for the minor leagues for the 3rd time this year. And it's 2-2. He had a pair of hits last night, doubled, had an RBI. Started that game at shortstop, but now that Zach Cozart is back from his Achilles problem, Peraza is back trying to find a place to play, and that's been the long-term question for this young man who's only 22. Where do they play him? Where's his position? He's played shortstop mostly in the minor leagues, but the Reds have had him playing shortstop, second base, outfield. Peraza was sent to the minors at the end of July just to get some regular playing time, but when Cozart went down to that Achilles, Peraza was back up, and boy, since he's returned, it's only been 6 games, but he's gone 13 for 30. And he's hit safely and had multiple hits in 5 of his 6 games since he was recalled from Louisville. And he's going to drop another one in there. Jose Peraza, another base hit.
Peraza was 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, but then singled twice to right field in his last 2 at bats and splashes one into center field here with 2 outs in the inning.
Now to bring up Schebler, who's homered twice tonight. These guys came over in that same trade, Peraza and Schebler. Both former Dodgers. That was in December. And as we've already seen tonight, Schebler is a big, strong guy up there. He'll send the baseball flying when he barrels it up. D-backs fans may remember him from the Arizona Fall League 2 years ago. He played for Glendale, hit 5 homers in 23 games in the Fall League. Played 19 games with the Dodgers last year, hit 3 home runs.
He takes a home run swing. There's no doubt about that. He homered in his first 2 at bats, singled in the 4th inning, and then in the 6th hit a fly ball to center field that A.J. Pollock got cramps in his neck waiting for it to come down. He just missed a 3rd home run.
He's got 5 RBIs tonight. Schebler was a guy who was drafted out of Des Moines Area Community College in Iowa. He was drafted in the 26th round, so he said, well, you know, the heck with that, I'm going to go play at Wichita State. He had a commitment there, but the Dodgers said, hey, we'll pay you 6th round money if you'll sign with us instead. So he did, and now he's in Cincinnati. That's hard to first. Gosselin's there for Goldie, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. Diamondbacks trail it 12-0.
Field, Jody Jackson alongside Joe Borowski. And Joe, Zach Godley, obviously a rough night tonight, 9 runs, but we did see the major league debut of Vicente Campos.
Absolutely, and Campos went in there and took advantage of it. Threw 5 2/3, threw really well, probably opened up some eyes. We'll break down his outing and show you how he did.
All right, Joe, we'll break that down. We'll have a reaction as we always do. We'll hear from the manager, Chip Hale, and we'll look at some of the hilarity and hijinks of today's alumni game, which was earlier today, guys.
Well, guys, a nice play by Eugenio Suarez to open up the 8th inning. Anthony DeSclafani is back out there with a 12-0 lead, working on a 4-hit shutout. And he's just over 90 pitches with 5 outs to go. Tuffy goes a wish now. Tuffy singled his last time up.
This game is eerily similar to the game at Fenway.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks were down 9-0 after 2 in that ball game. A lot of very non-competitive, quick at-bats for the offense through the middle innings of the game. You may remember Porcello through the middle 5 innings of that ball game threw only 55 pitches. And tonight, once again, the Diamondbacks have had 10 at-bats of 3 or fewer pitches. Chris Owens swinging at the first pitch he saw in his at-bat, quick outs.
Non-competitive at-bats. Well, the Reds are getting some pitching in this series. Don't forget last night, Brandon Finnegan had a career-high 12 strikeouts. And Finnegan was saying after the ball game last night that before the game, while he was warming up the bullpen, he said he had the worst bullpen session he has ever had in his life. The worst, he couldn't throw anything. And he walked out there and struck out 12 Diamondbacks as Tuffy flies out. 2 down.
Hey fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks located right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game.
Well, Finnegan didn't get the win, but he pitched well, gave up just 2 runs on 3 hits in 6 innings and had the 12 strikeouts, the most by a Reds pitcher this year. And now DeSclafani is 1 out away from 8 scoreless. Silvino Bracho will take the at bat down 12-0.
Finnegan last night, that was one of the more impressive performances we've seen by an opposing pitcher this year. He was really dominating.
He struck out the first 4 batters he faced in the ball game. Struck out the side in the 1st and the 5th. Brandon Finnegan. And DeSclafani tonight, not as sexy certainly, but very effective. He has walked 1, struck out 7, given up just 4 hits, all singles. And he's ahead of Bracho 0-2. Well, thanks to Vicente Campos, they didn't have to blow out the bullpen. That's been a problem as of late. It certainly was in the Braves series, where they had to call up 2 fresh arms. Campos was one of them. But boy, he stepped up for Chip Hale and gave him 5 2/3 innings of relief. DeSclafani gets his 8th strikeout, and we go to the 9th. Diamondbacks down 12-0. Tough day and a short day for Zach Godley. Gave up 9 runs and was pulled after 2 innings, including 3 homers, 2 by Scott Schebler. Reds have hit 5 home runs today. Vicente Campos was very promising, 5 2/3 innings of relief, and now Silvino Bracho was out to finish this thing up, and he'll work the Reds' 9th. Diamondbacks with only 4 hits against Anthony DeSclafani, all singles.
As you pointed out for Campos, the number's not really the whole story. I mean, an outing like he had tonight, going 5 innings plus in relief of Zach Godley that got knocked out quickly, that saves the bullpen for another day.
And he did it in his major league debut.
Yep.
Which makes it even more impressive. Eugenio Suarez will lead off the 9th against Silvino Bracho. So despite the fact that their starting pitcher only went 2 innings, Chip Hale has only had to use 2 relief pitchers today. So everybody should be in fine shape for the rubber game of the series tomorrow. Archie Bradley against Homer Bailey. And Bracho and Campos were the 2 fresh arms they brought up before this series after the bullpen was overworked in the 4-game set against Atlanta. So both guys coming in handy tonight. Campos especially. Suarez singled in the 1st inning. He's 1 for 4. Reds have 14 hits. 5 of them are home runs. This is down the left field line, and it's headed for the corner. Ricky Wicks Jr. cuts it off. Eugenio Suarez, his 2nd hit tonight, and his 19th double.
Another one of those cement mixer sliders that just hangs over the inside part of the plate, never really takes the break and works away from the right-handed hitter.
Well, it's hard to figure Silvino Bracho. He looked so good in September last year when he was first brought up for the minor leagues. He was very effective, and he had the upper hand going into spring training and coming out of camp this spring when he was on the opening day roster, based mostly on what he had done last year. But it's been a struggle at the major league level this season, but the minor league numbers are very good. 43 strikeouts against only 8 walks with Reno this year. He's saved 15 games. But we just haven't seen the same guy at this level this year that we saw last year.
I think Bracho has fallen victim this season to what has plagued a lot of the Diamondbacks relief pitchers. Just a lack of command. The stuff is good. You watch him throw a side session, or you watch him work a couple of hitters here or there. The stuff is very good. Just too many mistakes in the middle of the plate. Trying to locate a fastball low and away. It ends up thigh high on the inside corner. Trying to push a batter off the plate with a fastball, and it strays out over the middle of the strike zone and gets hit hard. Just a real lack of command up and down in that bullpen.
He worked just over 12 innings for the Diamondbacks last year. 17 strikeouts, only 4 walks, had a 1.46 big league ERA. Made his major league debut last August 30th up from AA Mobile, and finished the season on an 8-game scoreless streak. But we've yet to see that guy here this season. Ahead of Cabrera 0-2. High chopper Owings. Throws out Cabrera. Suarez moves to third. That's the first out in the ninth. Anthony DeSclafani will take the at bat. So it looks like Brian Price is going to try and let him get the shutout. Kind of refreshing, actually. So many times, you know, we talked about this, why 100 pitches. We were talking about that last night, but oftentimes the guy gets pulled after 8 innings. Okay, nice job. We'll run someone else out there, and we won't worry about the complete game of the shutout.
Well, if he is able to finish the ball game, he would be tied with Brandon Finnegan for the team lead with 1 each.
DeSclafani has never thrown a complete game or a shutout in the major leagues. It's crickets in the Cincinnati bullpen right now.
I wonder how many games there have been this season where a team wasn't even forced to get a reliever up at any point in the ball game.
Oh boy, don't imagine it was too many, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think too many.
Even some games where they've had young pitchers flirt with no hitters, that a couple that come to mind that where the guy had to get taken out of the game with the no hitter intact because the pitch count was so high. But even when there's been a no hitter going, they've had the bullpen busy. Silvino Bracho gets his first strikeout tonight, 2 down.
You do get the feeling, however, Brandon Finnegan is going to be a guy that throws a bunch of complete games and shutouts and high strikeout games. He was fantastic last night.
Well, last time Homer Bailey was on the mound, he got pummeled by the Dodgers. So he's coming off a very rough outing. He'll start tomorrow against Archie Bradley.
I don't know if there's a better feeling in the world than to be the starting pitcher that won the night before. You got nothing to do. Just show up and have a good time.
Billy Hamilton.
Watch a big league hardball game, eat some sunflower seeds, bask in the glory.
Oh, and 2. Hamilton's already struck out twice tonight. And he's 1 for 5. Single to lead off the ball game on the first pitch of the game from Zach Godley. D-backs will have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Drury, Bourne, and Weeks Jr. Tap the other way. Tricky play at third, and Jake Lamb knows Billy Hamilton is pretty quick. Suarez scores the 13th Reds run.
Jake Lamb had backed off down there at third base earlier in the ball game before the score got out of hand. Jake might have been playing even with the base down there at third, but with a big lead for the Reds in the ball game, Jake was playing back, and with Billy Hamilton's speed, if that ball bounces a second time, you're not going to get him anyway.
Zach Cozart homered in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 4. Cozart's first start after he missed about 10 days with an Achilles problem. Now 16 hits for the Reds. That's been a recurring theme on this homestand for the Diamondbacks. Way too much opponent's offense. The Reds had 12 hits in the ball game last night. Atlanta Wednesday had 14 hits. Tuesday had 12 hits. Monday had 12 hits. It's a hitter's park.
And you mix in a couple of walks here and there, a hit batter here or there, a balk, a defensive miscue, and it adds up to an ugly sum total.
Extra innings last night. That was weird, wild stuff. 2 balks in extra innings. Walk-off wild pitch. Brandon Drury hustling home from third with a winning run.
Sliding across home plate on his chin.
Yeah, that hurt. His team, if you watch the video, there's teammates are jumping up and down, slapping him on the back, and he looks miserable because he slid into home on his face. He needed a moment to recover. Cozart pops this one up shallow center. Bourne coming in. And that ends the top of the 9th inning. It's 13-0 Cincinnati, bottom 9 on the way. The Reds, Anthony DeSclafani goes for the shutout, but first the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We're just setting it up for tonight's walk-off.
Yeah, why not?
Had some D-backs all-time walk-offs. A walk-off in 3 straight games back in May of '99. July of 07, Tony Clark had the only walk-off with Arizona. Goldie in extras in 2013. Brandon Drury twice this year. And he starts the home half of the 9th. Goldie had one this week on Monday against Atlanta. Fly ball out to right field for Schebler. Diamondback Live postgame show follows our ball game. Joe Borowski will tell you all about what he saw from rookie Vicente Campos, who was very impressive. 5 2/3 innings of relief in his major league debut. So that's coming up right after our ball game. Here's Michael Bourne. This is the 51st career start for Anthony DeSclafani. And he's bidding for his first ever complete game and shutout, and now he's only 1 out away. And Ricky Weeks Jr. will be the hitter. Anthony DeSclafani, 26-year-old right-hander. Ricky this year, 256 and 9 homers. And had a big night last night. Got the start in left field, tripled and homered. Was Ricky Weeks Jr. last night. Boy, he barreled up a couple.
Yeah, fun to watch. Banged one off the center field wall, bounced over Billy Hamilton's head. This one over everybody's head, deep into the bleachers in left field.
Look out. The bat is in the dugout. Braden Shipley.
I always thought it's kind of funny when a bat or a ball goes into the dugout. Professional baseball players get the heck out of the way. They don't want to try to catch it. They don't want to be near it.
Oh yeah, well,
if it goes up into the stands, people fight each other to get in front of it.
That's a fair point. 105 pitches for DeSclafani, 70 strikes. D-backs with just 4 hits, all singles. DeSclafani has, it's funny, he's only walked 1, and that was the first batter he faced tonight. Gene Segura to lead off the ball game for the Diamondbacks. 4 hits, all singles, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. And ahead of Ricky Weeks Jr., 1 2. Bounces that one. 13 runs will tie a season high for the Reds back in April when they played the Cubs. And Cincinnati's 5 home runs tonight also ties a season high. 1 by Joey Votto, 2 by Scott Schebler, 1 each for Zach Cozart and Adam Duvall. Schebler knocked in 5 runs tonight. Ricky Weeks Jr. strikes out. That's 9 strikeouts for Anthony DeSclafani in his first career shutout, as the Reds blank the Diamondbacks 13-0.
Back-to-back impressive performances by Reds starting pitchers in this series. Finnegan last night, DeSclafani tonight.
Well, go home, forget about it, get ready for the rubber game of this 3-game series tomorrow. A 1:10 start. Homer Bailey on the mound for the Reds, and Archie Bradley for the Diamondbacks, as the D-backs still have a chance to win this series. But we'll break this one down right now. Joe Borowski standing by with Jody Jackson. Jody.
Thanks so much, Steve. Yeah.